Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. So who I'm here with today?
I'm Angel.
I'm Jaycee, his granddaughter.
Okay. So what are we doing today?
Getting interviewed for money.
Of course we are.
For money.
For money? Oh, wow. Y'all just exposed me. I've been robbed, you guys.
Rob, you.
So, well, today we got two students that has been attending international school down in New Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience? Started with you, Angel.
Well, I just graduated like in May, end of May, and it's been pretty crazy. Like our school's called United World College. You can look it up. So basically, we go to school with a bunch of like 200 kids, and they're all from like 90 plus different countries. And there's like 19 schools around the world that do this thing. Yeah, it's like a 2-year program, and it's pretty cool.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Hong Kong and Malaysia, and I'm in the U.S.
So how different was the culture?
It's quite different. It's just, I don't know. I think I've gotten used to it, but living in New Mexico for 2 years and like coming to like Cali is also like a big culture difference. So I think I don't know. You get used to it, adapt.
Okay. So Jaycee, how was it for you?
Just finished my first year.
Are you excited?
No, I'm terrified, honestly. What was it? I think I am excited. I'm excited to get my diploma, and I'm excited to start applying for colleges outside of the country. But I'm also terrified, considering that my second year is about to be the hardest year that I have of my 2 years.
And why is it gonna be hard?
Because I'm almost like doubling my workload, and I'm having the essays that I'm having to do to turn into the IB turned in, and I'm also having at the end of the year my IB exams, which is what you're studying for the entirety of the 2 years.
So when you say essays, what do they consist of? Any subject matter you pick, or do they pick?
You have to write an essay in every subject, and specifically the most important ones for me are my HLSAs, or was it my English HLSA, my anthropology IA, which is basically just doing an experiment within my community or the community that I choose, and then also my my art comparative study, which is my higher level sort of essay presentation on like comparing two artists with, from different time periods and different backgrounds. And
sounds challenging.
There's also this 4,000 word essay that's called the extended essay.
No, stop, please.
It was awful. I wrote mine. It was, I did a subject global politics. It's super interesting, and I actually looked at the resurgence of neo-fascism in the U.S. as related to Donald Trump's administration and his 4 years in office, and how that his rhetoric versus his policy and how that has affected.
So if you had to deal between his rhetoric and his policies, what comparisons did you come up with? Did it meet, or was it just fluff?
So it was really interesting because I found that his his rhetoric actually it obviously has an impact no matter what, but some Republicans like on his side say like, oh, you should look at his actions, not his words. But at the end of the day, like, you can't negate the fact that like the things that you say like as a big like public figure
So you're saying that it was harmful?
Yeah, of course. Like there were some like white supremacist groups. Like I did a lot of research, and like I cited like different like protests and like interviews and stuff, and I found that like some white supremacist groups actually like directly linked like their actions and whatnot to like Trump's speeches. And so January
6th, you believe that Trump had his rhetoric had a great impact?
Leading question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go, Jaycee. Now we're coming back to you since we're leading with questions.
No, it was a leading question.
Okay. So what's your thoughts?
Your opinion in your questions.
I'm putting my opinion in my questions.
You are.
Not really.
Yeah,
I don't really care about Donald Trump.
But yet you still led the question about it.
Yeah, of course. So what's your thoughts on it?
On specifically Donald Trump and
No, just the GOP political scene right now, or even whether Democrats or GOP, it don't matter. Do you have an opinion on it?
I don't think I have much of an opinion on it, considering that, like, I'm in a place of my life where I'm trying to focus on myself and figure out my future. I know that is a part of my future, and that'll be a very big part of my future, considering that I'm almost an adult that is ready to vote. But considering that that isn't really what one of my interests will be, it's not really on my front burner right now.
Okay, that not being on your front burner, so you saying that you have no concerns about it at all?
I have many concerns about it, but the thing is, it's just my main concern in I'm learning to prioritize my time of where to put my stress and my time in is not in the geopolitical system.
Okay, got you.
Fair enough.
Got you. So you're not ready to just even look at that. You're too busy having fun right now.
Once I'm accepted to college, yes. Once I'm accepted into my dream college and I'm looking and I've had my...
Because politics have an impact on the resources and how they get distributed.
On everything. Yeah. No, on everything. But like once have like some sort of secure period for my life where I actually have like what I want at that point, yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, interesting. So what was most interesting for both of you guys, and you can answer one at a time, at that school, what was the most interesting things or topics or subjects you guys studied?
I guess it depends on each student, but like the thing is for me, it was art, considering that my art, I had not gone into depth about actually learning and putting in purpose into my pieces. And with HL art classes, you have to learn where to get your background, what you're doing, and what's the purpose of the piece that you're making at that point, and why are you putting it in your portfolio. That is sort of something where I had to actually dig deep down for, because I'm not usually used to that. Like, I'll make a doodle and I'll focus all my time into it, and then I'll keep going. And I'll have like a loose reason of why I made it, but other than that, I never really put
How helpful was the MacBook in your art?
Very helpful, actually, considering that this is one of my tools that I use to draw. I have one of my pieces on here that I'm finishing over the summer, actually.
Cool. So, Angel, and you, what it was?
The most interesting thing, this is kind of cliche, but like obviously, this is what a lot of UWC students say. I think looking at the past 2 years, it's been such a fascinating experience to live, to go live with all these people kids from all over the country, like not all over the country, all over the world, to like live with them, like go to school with them, you eat with them, and it's just like a whole like. People call it like a microcosm of the world, and it truly is. Like living in this bubble for so long, it's very much like a culture shock, like coming into the outside world. But there is something like really beautiful about living in a small like community like that for 2 years. Like you really, really get to learn and exchange like cultures in that kind of setting. So it's been a really, really great experience. And yeah, I think everyone.
So here go a deeper question. Being that you were from Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, well, I don't really know that you probably had idea of what black people were or were not. So were you even influenced by the culture from which you came, to the idea of what to expect, or did you just learn black people on your own?
I mean, to be honest, like being back home, I wasn't like completely not exposed to like cultures outside of my own. You know, I've had access to the internet, like being in like the information age, whatever. So, you know, obviously like I had access to like black culture and I appreciated it. But I think I didn't really.
So the internet is an amazing thing.
The internet really is, yeah. You get access to so many things, and Yeah, I think it's also just very different when you actually come, like, say, like, to the U.S. and, like, you're...
Cool, okay. So, if you guys had to give anything to any other kids that might listen and hear this, what would that be?
Sure. When it comes to like anything that you like really want to do and you have a dream to do and you want to make sure that you're able to come to a point in your life that you're able to do it, fight for it, claw for it. Literally, like, I'm telling you, anything that you deem is necessary to do and that you can find any opportunity to do it. Don't try and stay in one place and die where you want to be. Like, die in a place where you regret what you didn't do. Fight for what you want, like, and you will be happy for it because you feel that you will earn it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, it's nice, good to have that mentality of just, you only live once, so just go for it. And, I don't know, I think, like, one thing I like to keep in mind is just, like, well, what do I have to lose? Like, you might as well just go for it.
Like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Honestly, like, I think that's what I've, like, kind of learned while we were at UWC, like, for a while. Like, if you really want something,
what does it stand for again?
United World College.
Look it up, it's pretty dope.
United World College, United States of America.
So it's quite the experience for the
it
kids.
is. There's one in Hong Kong, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's like, what, 18, 19 all over the world.
I think it's 19.
There's one in, like, the UK, New Mexico, US.
UK, Germany,
Hong Kong,
Singapore,
Japan, everywhere. Tanzania, East Africa.
So I appreciate both of you guys. Here's the part where we're going to go ahead and lock the door. Can I lock the door at this point?
Yes, sir.
Lock the door then.
Alright, see y'all.
I just make it happen.